I watched this strange thriller. Or is it? I think it's more of a. Well, I mean, yeah, suspense. It says it's suspense, but it's called Teenage Heist, right? There's a word missing there. Bank Heist. Yeah. So yeah, it plays with expectations. Obviously, this is pretty much the highlight of it. So, other than that, well, it's fairly conventional, except for this. Yes, there's that thing, and also the fact that one interesting thing is that when they were displaying the news, they said they were men. Like I don't know if they really do that or they use something more neutral, like three people or something. I'm assuming they do that, because otherwise, it's very, I mean, it completely destroys any investigation from the very start. Otherwise, no, I'm assuming. So that would be unprofessional, I suppose. But they did it, I guess, just for the heck of it. I suppose they just, you know, her mother certainly didn't need any convincing that they might do it somehow. Although it doesn't seem like she thought about the reasons for doing it. She just thought, yeah, they might do it anyway, and but yeah, other than that, I mean, it's fairly still conventional. So I mean, it's not exactly the most original thing ever. Besides for this, especially the endings. I mean, obviously, endings are always difficult for all movies, really. But this one wasn't really. I mean, it went along. It's like they thought was the best possible outcome. I mean, it's not even remotely realistic, right? Like, if I mean, sure, you could try a bluff saying that you're surrounded, but I don't know. Why would they put down their guns unless they actually know that they're surrounded? It's the most bizarre thing ever. The way everything happened was just absurd, really. I don't know. It seems like just an excuse, really, for what happened. But otherwise, besides that, I mean, up to that point, the thrilling aspect was there, I suppose one could say. The way it was layered and how, there was a betrayal within the friends themselves, and then, this and that, and then she wanted to help and such. I mean, it's sort of multi-layered, it's not straightforward. Got to admit, and even the fact that they robbed the bank not just for the money for themselves. I mean, obviously one did, I suppose, um, but that adds another layer. I don't remember watching this. That I watched many such heists, but I don't remember watching anything else where the reason for the robbery was something else. And kidnapping in this case specifically. Um, you know, um, like other another heist film I watched was Dog's Day Afternoon. Uh, I think that's what it was called, a strange name. But that was, yeah, set inside. They had I think it's called holder. I'm not sure. As opposed to grab and run like these did. But other than that, the reason was still purely economic. I think it wasn't for any other reason. There was obviously some complications. There were some complications. Yeah. Otherwise, though, so this was sort of unique on that front. I don't know. Just this is the thing. So Dog Dog the Afternoon was so highly rated. It's so highly rated. It seems, and this one isn't. I think not really well known either. It seems like not entirely sure. I mean, it's one of those things. I mean, it has a bit of unique stuff, but yeah, not highly rated. No, I mean it's not seen exactly by loads of people, just 500 apparently, but it's only rated 5.2. So I don't know. It's one of those things, or as I always say, it baffles me how people rate because the Dog the Afternoon is pretty much similar. I mean, I'm comparing like with like, yeah, I'm not comparing it with V for Vendetta or anything. It's completely different. Well, not completely, but yeah, but I really don't know. I mean, or maybe it's age or something. Or maybe I don't know. I really don't. Or maybe the conversations. Maybe people like the conversation. I remember there were some fairly sort of entertaining conversations. Yeah, as opposed to this, which is more about yeah, how can you escape? How can you do this? What can you do about that problem, etc. I suppose this was more directed, whereas Dog Day Afternoon is more, I don't know, leisurely, I suppose. I'm not sure if you could call it that. I mean, it's a heist. It's not an entertaining ride, but it's I don't know. I really don't know how people rate at all. Personally, I don't rate them really that far off each other. Quite similar. I might have liked Dog Day Afternoon a bit better, but this was unique in the sense that obviously you don't expect. They could have, for as an effect, they could have just named it something else because obviously the title gives it away. Um, this is the thing. Obviously, it's playing with assumptions. Uh, because sure enough, I mean, it's uh, I don't know. You don't expect though, yeah, teenage girls robbing a bank. I suppose it's just not the stereotype. But obviously, stereotypes can deceive. The old lady there, the witness was it's a bit of a sad case. I think I didn't quite realize it at first, but after the agent said, then um, obviously I'm assuming she was going on with the how dated the picture looked and how her son either died or likely that or possibly really got lost and never found, presumably. I suppose yeah, it's the thing. So I don't know what makes it though seem like it is really old. I'm assuming old cameras still exist, so I'm not sure exactly how it could be absolutely certain. I don't think it can really. I'm not sure why I didn't notice at first what it looked like. Maybe I don't look details of what the camera looks. I don't know. I mean, yeah, after a second look, it's kind of obvious, but kind of missed the detail. Anyway, so sort of a sad case, I guess. She still decided to believe part of what she said. Yeah. Um. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I think. I mean, sure. Ultimately, I don't disagree with an average rating of 5, but I thought that only I personally mostly rate movies lower than average than the average. I really don't know how people's ratings work at all. I mean, there's so many on the top 250, especially that I rated so highly that I've rated 5 or 6, and yet they're rated 8. Yeah, I suppose numbers don't matter ultimately, but I'm just trying to think here through what other watchers are possibly thinking of when they rate because it doesn't make much sense, honestly. I mean, I'm only mentioning Dog the Afternoon because that's the only one that comes to mind. I can remember, and it is also rated highly. I suppose there was also, I think, uh, um, either I think it was called Snap. But I don't remember them very clearly, so it's irrelevant really. But yeah, I guess the conversations in Dog the Afternoon, yeah, people like better. I guess that's the only thing I can think of, because otherwise it's a heist as well, and sort of similarly, maybe not quite as yeah. This ends much more simplistically, I suppose you could say, more optimistically. Whereas there, but that's the thing. It's not very complex. Whereas this one at least had defies expectations and it had built up and the reasons for them. Whereas that was more straightforward. But yeah, otherwise, I don't know, just one of those things I guess people rate randomly sometimes. Maybe just the mood they're in, they haven't been. I don't know. I try to be consistent personally. I mean, I watched Doctor After I know years ago, but I try to be consistent though. But yeah, it's ultimately dangerous. Sure. Uh, I mean, despite embracing it years ago, I uh, I can still sort of compare it, I suppose one could say, and then rate this according to this comparison. But anyway, that's pretty much it. So I guess wasn't too disinteresting.